And welcome to East Los Angeles College football on SportsNetUSA.net. The Huskies will be kicking to the San Diego Mesa Olympians as they are 2-0 on the season. That one is picked up at the 12-yard line, or 18-yard line, excuse me, and carried down to the 30. And the Olympians will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. The Olympians 2-0 on the season. Last week they won a stunner against Ventura, 35-20. Your Huskies open up 1-1 as they come into today's ball game. Gunnar Gray at quarterback for the Olympians. The sophomore with junior Akintunde in the backfield. As we take a moment as the referees and the officials are getting set here. Corey Neyland, Albert Robles providing the camera work. Huskies in your home green with the white pants. The Olympians in their white jerseys, as you see, white pants and blue helmets. Hand off to Akintunde. Minimal gain for 1 to the 31, brought down by Cameron Robinson. So the Olympians, big time jump after the win last week against Ventura. Be 2nd down and 9 from the 31. There's going to be an offside on the Olympians, and here's a free play. Gray pass is incomplete, but again, that is going to be a free play. It was offside by Jonathan Perkins, the outside linebacker from Cajon, California. So instead of saying there's an injured Olympian down. So it'll be 2nd down and say 4.5 with that offside. So as we said, San Diego Mesa 2-0 coming into this ball game. And East Los Angeles 1-1. Starters for East Los Angeles on the defensive side of the ball: Ezra Christensen, Matt Nuanez, Robert Pagan, Ryan Odom, Jonathan Vega. As well in the secondary, Dominic Shoup, Malik Hassan, Michael Harkins, and Chris Jackson, as well as Jonathan Perkins, who was offside, or excuse me, that was the San Diego Mesa defense. The ELAC defense, excuse me, is Daniel Barales, Omega Williams, Darius Boyd, Jonathan Perkins, the outside linebacker who was offside, William Dahm, Cameron Robinson, who made the first tackle against Akintunde, Victor Parra, the other linebacker. Secondary is J.J. McDaniel, Jalen Martin, Ray Walters the third, and Christian Guerrero. Gunnar Gray in shotgun formation, 5 wide receivers in this 2nd down. And 4 to go. Steps back, throws right, hits his receiver on the outside. That will be Cam Brown. And so it'll be 1st down, taken and pushed out of bounds at the 43-yard line. 1st and 3 for the Olympians.
Brings up a 1st down. Ball on the 43-yard line.
Akintunde in the backfield with Gray. Gray stands 6'3" strong in the pocket. Receiver split 2 by 2. Gray, actually 6'4" out of University City. Hits Akintunde in the flat, brought down quickly by Emmanuel Carter. That'll be a loss of 4, being up 2nd down and 14. So Carter with his first tackle of the day. Quick no huddle. Gray resets his offense. And watch for the big receiver, Timion Jackson. He's one on the near side. Number 7 you see is Antoine Sullivan on the near side as well on the trips to the right. And it goes to Jackson on a little square in. And he's brought down by Deontay Knott Sr. Pick up a 5, be 3rd and 9. So 3rd and 9, first quarter. East LA now in a nickel package. Akintunde still in the backfield with Gray. Showing blitz, Perkins spins in the backfield. Akintunde spins off 2 Husky defenders and picks up a 1st down at the 46-yard line. A big gain of 10. Darius Boyd and Jalen Martin converge on the tackle, but outstanding run by Akintunde. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Great, quickly out to Jackson. Wide receiver screen is stopped after a nice gain of, going to give him 3. Martin again on the stop. So 2nd down and 7 early on in this first quarter.
Pass complete to Jackson, wearing number 1. Gain of 3 on the play.
So in the shotgun formation, 2 split to the right side of the field. That's Gilpin and Jackson. Gray hands to Akintunde again one more time, and he's barrels for about 2 yards, maybe 3. So we'll give him 3 yards on the rush, brought down by Jonathan Perkins. So it'll be 3rd down and 4.5 from the 40.
Jonathan Perkins. 3rd and 4 for the Olympians.
Substitutions. Looks like Daniel Lancada will be in the backfield with Gray. And there is the fake handoff, throws to the right side and gets his receiver Anthony Gilpin. And they pick up 7 yards for the 1st down at the Husky 33-yard line. Good opening drive by the Olympians. Lancada stays in the backfield. Antoine Sullivan on the near side. Timmy and Jackson in the slot on the left side. Cam Brown in the slot on the right side. Huskies show blitz, they come, and there's a handoff to Lancada. Nice gain, running right over where the blitz came. And he rushes for a good 10 yards. Brought down by Ray Walters III. It's going to be a 1st down. 1st down at the 33-yard line. Olympians opening drive of the game. 1st and 10 from the 23. Another handoff to Lancada, and he's brought down in the backfield. Be a loss of 1. Christian Guerrero and Daniel Morales.
41 on the carrier. Daniel Lancada.
Bring up 2nd down and let's say 2nd down and 11 from the 24-yard line.
9, Vincent Parra of the Huskies.
So great, 2 completions on this drive. 1 to Jackson, 1 to Gilpin. Throws this time to the left side, and pass is complete to Anthony Gilpin for 9 yards down to the East LA as he steps out of bounds, 13-yard line, and good enough for a first down. So 1st and 10, third completion of the drive for Gray. Second catch by Gilpin. So Lancada in the backfield. Gray calling orders. Trips to the right, one to the left as the receivers. Huskies showing blitz, they do come. There's another throw, a fade or back shoulder throw, excuse me. And that's gonna be a catch. And that's gonna be to Anthony Gilpin one more time, a gain of 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1 at the 4-yard line of the Huskies. Olympians, first drive of the game. Looking cool and calm. Sullivan on the near side. Looks like Gilpin in the slot. Daniel Lancada to the right. Now a shotgun I formation, pistol formation here. Gray, hands off. Spinning is Lancada, and he is in the end zone. Or excuse me, Lantanka, excuse me, gets in the end zone for the Olympians, and the first score of the game from 4 yards out belongs to San Diego Mesa, 6-0. 7:20 on the clock. So Daniel Lantanka gets the score. Extra point is up, and the extra point is good. So Mauricio Escudero gives the Olympians an early 7-0 lead. This is East Los Angeles College football on SportsNetUSA.net. The drive, 13 plays, 70 yards, 7 minutes, 33 seconds elapsed on that drive, and San Diego Mesa looks like the team that's really come out and surprised a few teams and surprised a few fans.
Taking kickoff for Mesa, it'll be number 17.
And approaching top 10 in the state this week.
Looks like number 11. Jalen Moore.
As we look in the rankings, and actually they are number 9 in the state at 2-0, especially against after that big win against Ventura. And the kick is caught by Jalen Moore, and he brings it out 19 yards as he caught it at the 2. So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 21 of the Huskies.
Ball out to the 21-yard line. First down, Huskies.
So they'll start this drive with 7 minutes and 13 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter. Defense for the Olympians: Matt Juanez, Robert Pagan, Ezra Christensen. We'll also see Jonathan Vega in there. Ryan Odom could have a big game today. Connor Battaglia. In that secondary, you have Dominic Shoup, Malik Hassan, Michael Harkins, and Chris Jackson. Quarterback for East LA is Terrence Gibson. Gibson, dual threat quarterback. Six feet, 180 pounds, out of Houston, Westfield, out of Houston, Texas. He's a freshman. You'll have Quintavious Workman on the outside, along with Trajan Bridges, Jalen Brown out there now. Trajan Bridges on the near side, and we're taking a look at this penalty. So there was a hold on the run back. And so they'll back them up to the 11-yard line.
There was a penalty flag on the play, marching the Huskies back half the distance to the goal.
So on the near side is Bridges. We'll take a look on that. 2 wide receivers on the top of your screen in the backfield. Gibson, pistol formation, fakes the handoff, throws to the right side, and he has Jalen Moore with the completion. But there was nowhere to go as he lost a yard, tackled by Ryan Odom. 2nd and 11 from the 10.
No gain on the play.
So Moore you see there in the green jersey wearing number 11. In the backfield will be Jake Honstetter. And you've got a bunch on the near side. Moore stays the only receiver on the far side for the Huskies. Honstetter in motion. Gibson drops back and another wide receiver bubble screen, incomplete pass. So it'll be 3rd and 10 from the Husky 11. So not sure that screen was going to work even if it had been completed. No blocking in front of Moore as he's coming out limping. As he checks out of the ball game, into the ball game, or to his right side. Looks like it is Quintavious Workman. Bridges in the slot, Renee Saldivar with him, along with Tyson Schilling. Fakes a handoff, and there is Schilling. Breaks one tackle and gets out to the 35-yard line. A pitch and catch of 25 yards, pushed out of bounds by Chris Jackson. So the first positive play for the Huskies is a 25-yard pass play from Gibson to Schilling. So 1st and 10 from the 35. First quarter. This is Husky football on SportsNetUSA.net. On the outside now is Ezra Christensen on the right side, and he's there for a sack as a fumbled handoff to Hostetter from Gibson. Christensen gets his first sack and easiest sack most likely of the day. So after a big gain, a big loss of 7 yards. So it'll be 2nd down and 17.
Gibson's pass complete to number 11, Jalen Moore.
And
brings up a 3rd and 4.
so while we were gone, that loss made it a 2nd down and 17. Terrence Gibson passed the ball 13 yards to Trajan Bridges. And that brought it to the 41 of the Huskies. And now there's a timeout on the field with 4:20 to play in the first quarter. Timeout taken by the Huskies. Score is San Diego Mesa 7, East LA 0. This is Husky football on SportsNetUSA.net. So it'll be a 3rd and 4 when they get back. So Terrence Gibson is the starting quarterback, dual threat for the Huskies. And if you're just joining us, the Olympians took their first drive, took it 7 minutes and about 33 seconds. You know, their first drive of the game went down and scored on a Daniel Latanka touchdown run. So here we are, 3rd and 4 from the 41. Gibson rolls, looking for Schilling, finds him open in the flat, puts one move on a defender, and he's pushed out of bounds, but not after gaining the first down. And that's a gain of 7 yards to the East LA 48, moves the chains, pushed out of bounds by Daniel McCoy. So 1st and 10. Both teams solid opening drives here in the first quarter. Bridges on the near side. Zaldivar in the slot. Schilling in the slot on the far side. Workman on the edge. Gibson, quarterback sneak, quarterback keeper, and gets a gain of 1. Good convergence by Jonathan Vega and Ezekiel Robiedo Yanez. So it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 49. Gibson in the backfield, joined by Honstetter. He trips to the left. In motion is Honstetter. Throws it out in the flat. Little screen on the outside. Just basically a long, very long pitch play. He picks up positive yardage. And that's a gain of 7. Actually, they're going to call it a gain of 5 as he stepped out of bounds at the 47 of San Diego Mesa. Going to bring up a 3rd and 4 from the 46. Workman now in the slot on the near side, joining Bridges. On the far side, Jalen Moore back in the ball game. Shotgun, the snap, Gibson rolls, gets pressure, evades 1, evades 2, cannot evade 3, 4, and 5. And that'll be a sack, a loss of 7 yards. Back to the Husky 47-yard line. Ezra Christensen gets gonna get credited for his 2nd sack here in the first quarter. So with the sack, it'll bring up a 4th down and 11. So are the Huskies thinking about going for it? Looks like there's some discussion on what down it should be. The scoreboard says 3rd down. The sticks say 4. And it is going to be 4th down. And it looks like the Huskies are going to take a penalty here, or was there a timeout called? So neither of the above. Okay, excuse me. So there is a delay of game. So the Huskies take that 5-yard delay of game penalty. So to bring them back to the 42-yard line. So after the big gain, there was a couple missteps, and here's the punter. And it looks like it is Angel Ochoa. High but very, very short kick. And that goes 25 yards to the San Diego Mesa 33-yard line. So the opening drive for the Huskies goes 9 plays. 21 yards. So a quick moving first quarter so far. 5 minutes and about 50 seconds for the Husky drive. This will bring out the Olympians, who their first drive scored a touchdown on a 7.5-minute drive, and Gunnar Gray fakes the handoff, throws out to the outside, and that is complete to Timian Jackson for no gain, brought down by Jalen Martin.
Pass complete to number 1, Jackson.
So 122 approaching, actually 102 remaining in this first quarter. Be 2nd and 10. Gray shifting his running back, looks like Josh Butler. And he throws out in the flat to his back, and actually that's going to be Tavion Tate. And he's in there for no gain. So a swarming play by the Husky defense. Ray Walters the third, his second tackle. Jalen Martin, his third tackle here in the first quarter. Brings down Tate. Tate's helmet comes off, and he'll have to sit out one play. We got 3rd and 10. Olympians on the near side. Sullivan, Jackson on the near side, along with Gilpin. And throws, and that is knocked down. There's a flag on the play. And that pass is incomplete, knocked down by Jonathan Perkins. We'll see what that play was. Huskies were on the rush, might be holding. And if it is, so the officials conversing and deciding what they want to do. So the pass was knocked down by Jonathan Perkins on that left side. And so with 3rd and 10,
penalty is marched off against Mesa, and then the subsequent penalty marched off against ELAC.
so there was a incomplete pass and then a hold, and so they're going to replay. Well, we'll see what we're replaying here. So the score is 7-0. Latter part to this first quarter.
A first down is indicated for Mesa.
So we're going back to 3rd and 10. And that's Sullivan on the near side. Gunnar Gray in shotgun. Huskies showing blitz. They come quick out. Falling down, making the catch.
Pass complete to number 11, Anthony.
Is Anthony Gilpin.
And that is
So
the end of the first quarter. As the
Gilpin falls down after a 3-yard gain.
time for you folks to get over to Jerry's snack bar.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter. So at the end of one, the Olympians 7, Huskies 0. This is Husky football on sportsnetusa.net. And we'll go back to what happened on that last play, which made it a 1st and 10 from the Olympian 38. The ball was batted down by Jonathan Perkins. There was a holding call on San Diego Mesa. So it backed him up 10 yards, but there was a personal foul against the Huskies, which put him back with a 1st down. So that personal foul benefits the Olympians, and we start the 2nd quarter. The ball will be at the 41-yard line of the Olympians, already up 7-0. Quick 1st quarter. As the Huskies had one drive, this is the Olympians' 2nd. So Gunnar Gray starting the 2nd quarter. In the backfield is junior Akintunde. Akintunde had 2 early carries in their 1st series. 2 wide receivers split left and right. Akintunde with a handoff to the left side. Can't get around the end as he's brought down by William Dahm and Cameron Robinson. Looks like he barely gained, actually may have lost a yard there. So he loses 2 yards. Good push by the Huskies. So Cam Brown on the near side along with Antoine Sullivan. Trips on the right. Timian Jackson, Cam Brown. And one more on the right side for the Olympians, Gray. 3rd down and 8 yards to go. We step back, drop, and it's dropped. Antoine Sullivan can't hold on. Defended by Trey Coburn. But again, took his eye off the ball once it hit his hand. So to bring up a 4th and 9. And we'll see John Carroll Jr. do the punting for the Olympians. Back deep for the Huskies is Trajan Bridges. Bridges calls for a fair catch, falls down at the 28-yard line, and that's where the Huskies will go ahead and do their damage. Last drive, 5 yards, 6 plays. 5 plays, 6 yards, excuse me, for the Olympians on that. So early here in the 2nd quarter, 14 minutes and 12 seconds, as the Huskies start this drive at their own 28-yard line. Gibson is the quarterback. Honstetter in the backfield with him on the near side is Jalen Moore wearing number 11. 88 is Renee Saldivar in the slot on the right side. Honstetter in motion. Gibson looking deep for Moore. And he almost had him as he beat the defender. And that defender was Chris Jackson on the coverage. And Jalen Moore would have had 6 if it stuck in his hands. So 2nd down and 10. Can't get any better than that. So the Huskies reset 2nd down and 10 yards from their 28 to go. Olympians showing blitz. It's Jonathan Vega. And a handoff to Honstetter. Make that Schilling. Tyson Schilling gets the handoff and runs for 1 yard off the right side. Brought down by Christensen and Hassan. So 3rd and 10. Actually, after that gain of 1, 3rd and 9 from the 29-yard line. Tyson Schilling now in the slot. Jalen Moore on the near side. Zaldivar on the far side along with Bridges. Honstetter in the backfield with Gibson. Fakes the handoff, goes over the middle, trying to hit the seam to Saldivar, and just overthrown Little bit of contact. Just a little bit of contact. But no call on the tackle by Malik Hansen. So 4th down. And San Diego Mesa, or excuse me, will be back to punt. To receive the punt for San Diego Mesa, excuse me, is going to be Tavion Tate.
Cam Brown back to receive.
Excuse me, Cam Brown. And here's the most interesting punt that I've ever seen from Daniel Barales. Barales going to the left, thought about faking it or just faking everybody out, and then kicks it 36 yards to the San Diego Mesa 35-yard line. Fair caught by Cam Brown, excuse me, not Tavion Tate. Cam Brown makes a fair catch, and the Olympians will be in business at their own 35-yard line. So Gunnar Gray will lead his squad back out to the field on the near side trips. On the far side, there is one receiver. 13:08 to play, second quarter. Gray, shotgun, looks right, throws right, and incomplete pass looking for Anthony Gilpin.
Pass intended for Anthony Gilpin.
Good coverage out there by Jalen Martin.
Broken up by number 10, Jalen Martin. Second down.
So at the 35, already up 1 touchdown, 7-0. This time, 3 wide receivers. Sullivan on the near side, Jackson in the slot. In motion is Cam Brown. They're going to the right side, and the only person in the vicinity was a Husky player. Second incomplete pass. It's like they were looking for Daniel Latanka. Little swing route, but nothing going. Junior Akintunde checks back in for Latanka. On the far side, the receiver is going to be Anthony Gilpin. Timmy and Jackson will join him on the right side.
Bring up a third down.
Antoine Sullivan is split far. And Cam Brown in the slot. There's a timeout on the field. So the Olympians use their first timeout. So early in this second quarter, 12:59 to play. Olympians up 7-0 over your Huskies on SportsNetUSA.net. And coming into today's ball game, as we mentioned, San Diego Mesa, after a big win against Ventura, moved up the rankings. And call it what you will, call it what you want after 2 weeks. They still really don't matter, but hey, it looks good. San Diego Mesa showing that they're a squad under Coach Gary Watkins. We had a chance to talk to him a few years ago about the program where he wants to get them to number 11 in the CCC SIA. The SID's got them ranked number 11 and looking to go up further as the season proceeds. So Gray brings them back out of the timeout, 12:59 to play. And there's an interception by Daniel Barales, the punter, and the linebacker, and the interior lineman doing it all for East LA. And that interception, he brings it down to the 19-yard line, make it the 18-yard line of the Olympians. And Barales,
Great pass. Intent.
10 yards on the return. First interception by Gray, first interception by Barales this season. And the Huskies are in business. So as you see the replay here, watch the pressure applied to Gray, and Barales And that's Perkins applying the pressure. And Morales does what a lot of interior linemen and defensive backs can't do. Make the catch as it's thrown right at him. Good job by the Husky D. Jonathan Perkins has been in the backfield this first quarter and early in the second quarter. He already has a pass deflected. Has this one occurred a quarterback hurry, forcing that interception. Jonathan Perkins out of Cajon, California, Cajon High School, goes 6'2", 225 pounds. And he just came untouched applying that pressure. So 1st and 10 from the Olympian 18-yard line. 12:51 in this second quarter. Gibson. Jake Honstetter flanks him on the right. Honstetter on a swing route, and he makes the catch in the end zone. One play, 18 yards. Terrence Gibson to Jake Honstetter. And that'll bring him to score to 7-6. Nice play by the Huskies. Just a little wheel route. Wheeled out of the backfield. Olympians not ready. A defender was there, just didn't think they were going to throw it to Honstetter. Easy 6. Angel Ochoa on to attempt the extra point. So the snap, hold, kick is up, and the kick is good. So one play, 18 yards, 7 seconds off of the clock. And at 12:44 here in the second quarter, the Huskies tied up at 7 on sportsnetusa.net. You go back to that interception again. Jonathan Perkins came on and did a little twist on the outside with the defensive lineman on the end, and he was wide open getting pressure on Gunnar Gray. Morales, and it looks like they were setting up a screen pass because the offensive lineman let the defenders go through, and Morales was in the right place at the right time, makes the interception, returns it 10 yards, and the Huskies tied up at 7. Huskies 1-1 on the season. Looking to go 2-0 if they get the victory here. And it'll be a big victory if they beat San Diego Mesa, who is ranked 11 and 9, depending on what poll you like to look at. Head coach Bobby Godinez always has his team playing hard, and they seem to be in every game that they're in. Ochoa with the kick. Returned by Daniel Latanka. Returns at 11 to the 27-yard line. So Latanka and the Olympians are now tied at 7. 12:35 to play in this second quarter. So the Huskies, very athletic on the defensive side of the ball. 3-3-5 is what they run. Trips to the right, Akintunde in the backfield with Gunnar Gray. Ball you see there at the 27-yard line on that left hash. Hand off to Akintunde. He's met at the line of scrimmage big time by Omega Williams is there. He gets credit for the tackle. But in the backfield first was Cam Robinson to hold him up. So Cameron Robinson flexed at the line of scrimmage. Akintunde bounced off that. He couldn't go anywhere because big Omega Williams was there for the stop.
Sponsor one brings up a 2nd and 11.
Looks like a false start on the Olympians. So it'll back him up a little bit more. There was no gain on that run. But here they'll back up 5, so it'll be 2nd down and 15 from their 21. So Gray with Akintunde in the backfield, flanked on the right of him. 3 wide receivers at the top of the screen. The one below here is Antoine Sullivan nearest. As the no-huddle offense gets to play. And the snap, here come the Huskies. Good blocking up front, and pass is complete. It looks like it is complete to Brody Schicker. Looks like it's going to be 13 yards on the completion.
Brody Schicker on the reception.
There is a penalty on the play, and they're going to call clipping or illegal chop block on San Diego Mesa. So again, positive plays by the Olympians and penalties bring them back. Both teams been subject to that in this first half of play. So instead of a 13-yard gain, it's going to be 10 yards. And ball at the 10. They call it the 10. So 2nd down. .27 yards to go for the first. There's a handoff. Akintunde goes nowhere, and he goes backwards, so a loss of 3. That'll bring him back to the 7-yard, their own 7, and Ray Walters III picks up his 3rd tackle. So the defense of East LA, quick, stout, aggressive. Olympians can't get anything going as Sullivan on the near side. Jackson in the slot with Gilpin and Schicker. 3rd down, 30 yards to go. Handoff up the middle to Akintunde, and he goes nowhere one more time. And he's brought down by Ray Walters III and Darius Boyd. No gain on the play, 4th down. Obvious punting situation for the Olympians.
On the stop for the Huskies, number 13.
John Carroll Jr. Deep in his end zone.
Mesa in punt formation.
Right-handed boot. Fair catch called for. Bounces at the 40. A little bit of a Mesa bounce to the 45-yard line, but again, Huskies excellent field position in Mesa territory. Terrence Gibson will bring his squad back out with Hostetler in the backfield on the far side receiver. Yeah, that's going to be Jalen Moore. Near side is Trajan Bridges. He's one of the trips on the right side here. Renee Zaldivar is one of the slot receivers along with Jalen Brown. Make that Tyson Schilling in motion, and there's a false start by the Huskies. So both squads, first play, false start on their drives. 9:26 to go in this 2nd quarter of play. Backs them up to the 49-yard, their own 49-yard line. So 1st and 15. As we mentioned, Gibson had a pretty throw dropped by Jalen Moore his last possession. Dual threat guy, 6 feet out of Houston. Hostetler steps up. He takes a step back. Evades the pressure, scrambles, has some room on the right side. He's at the 40, the 30, make it the 20, the 10, and he is pushed out of bounds. Do we say touchdown? No. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 2-yard line. At the 2-yard line as he's pushed out of bounds by Eric Gantz. Exciting run by Terrence Gibson. Once he saw the hole, no hesitation on the right side as nobody was there to contain. And he goes 49 yards down to the 2-yard line. And they're moving, score tied at 7. Approaching 9 minutes to play in this second quarter. Honstetter in the backfield. Gibson hands off, and he's met in the backfield by Ryan Odom. He's brought down for no gain. So 2nd and goal from the 2.
Arthur Neal, no gain on the play. 2nd and goal, ball resting on the 3-yard line. Deuces filed.
Gibson, Honstetter in the backfield. Saldivar and Bridges split right. Schilling in the slot on the left. Moore, far side receiver on the left. And there's a high snap behind Gibson. And the Huskies are on it, or the Olympians are on it. Let's see after the scrum. At the 20-yard line, we'll see who comes up with it, and the Husky scoots out of there with it. That's Gibson who comes out with the 20-yard line. Big play as the Huskies are at the 2-yard line about to score, or you're seemingly about to score, and a bad snap occurs. And now to be 3rd down and goal from the 20.
In on defense on that play. Gibson was able to come up with it. 3rd and goal.
And when you see bad snaps like that, it's like it was Mateo Randolph. It could have been a designed quarterback draw. Here's Gibson, steps, evades, throws it over the middle to Jalen Moore, and he's brought down quickly. Definitely not enough for 6, but it looks like it may have get them in the field goal range, or let's see if they go for it here from 15 yards out. And I want to say the center was actually So they aren't going to go for it. They are going to go for it instead of bringing out the field goal unit. Honstetter in motion. Gibson looking middle. Pressure. There's a hold there on the offensive line. Nothing thrown. Gibson scrambling into the end zone. No. Almost brought down in the end zone by Jalen Moore, but an incomplete pass will be a turnover on downs. So Gibson was almost sacked twice. Saw 2 holds as Gibson was scrambling. But nonetheless, San Diego Mesa will start their drive at the 14-yard line, 1st and 10. With 6:27 to play in the second quarter.
1st down, Mesa.
Gray Latanka in the backfield. Sullivan and Jackson and Schicker are split wide left. Gilpin wide right. Handoff to Latanka. And he is going nowhere. Brought down by Emmanuel Carter on that right side. So in that first quarter, San Diego Mesa scored on their opening possession. 7.5 minutes on the drive, and since then, they've been stagnant on the offensive side of the ball. East LA came back and made their score in the second quarter on a touchdown run by Honstetter. Trips, as you see, to the left. Here comes the pressure again by the Huskies. Penalty flag down, thrown up for grabs, out of bounds. and out of play. It'll be an incomplete pass, but we'll see what the penalty is. It could be offsides as the Huskies are bringing two up the middle. And it is offside on East LA, so it'll bring it to the 19-yard line and a 2nd and 5.
Yards marked off against ELAC.
So Brown, Jackson, and Sullivan on the near side. Gilpin up top on the far side are your receivers. Akintunde in the backfield with Gray. Here's the pistol. Huskies showing blitz one more time. Ray Walters the third. Here he comes, and a handoff, delayed draw to Akintunde, and he sees an opening, and he's gone to the 40, 45. And a good pickup of 26 yards on the run. That's one way to combat that aggressive defense is quick hitters or delayed draws. As the defense is running up the field quickly with reckless abandon. Here comes the offense. Fakes it to Akintunde. Throws to the outside high, and is it caught by Sullivan? It is caught by Antoine Sullivan. Good defense as well by Trey Coburn, but Sullivan out-athletes him. And that's going to be a pass of 14 yards, and just like that, Mesa in Husky territory. 1st and 10 from the 41. Gray again. This time, overthrown. Coburn on the coverage. And another penalty holding.
Covering on the play number 24, Trey Coburn. There is another flag.
Or is that a false start? Nope, it is holding. So back to the 50. Make it the 49-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 20.
First and 20 for Mesa. Ball back on their 49-yard line.
Gray on the snap, rolls right, calling for his receiver. Comes back to the play, and looks like that is Gilpin. Makes the catch at the 39-yard line.
Great pass complete to Gilpin.
And that's going to be a gain of 11, make it 12 yards. So if it says 2nd and 9, but I show 3rd and 9, but we'll see in just one moment. Get the housekeeping correct, and they're going to say 2nd down and 10 or 9 from the 39. So actually about 2nd and 8 from the 39. Line to gain is the 31 of the Huskies, and there's going to be a jump. Was there movement, or were they drawn off? They say a false start by the Olympians to draw off the Huskies.
Offside on the offense, a little bit back 5 yards.
So ball placed at the 44. So the white hat winds the clock. Gray, pistol formation, 2 and 2. Hands off up the middle. And that is Josh Butler for the first time for the Olympians. He gained 17, and that's going to move the chains. So Butler does a nice job of going up the middle, picking up 17. So the 1st and 10 from the 27. Stopped by Steven Jimenez and Christian Guerrero. Gray. There's a snap, a little bit low, goes right side. Looking almost caught by Anthony Gilpin on the right side. Coverage, excellent coverage on the outside by Jalen Martin.
Jalen Martin, number 10 for ELAC.
So as he call and look for the play, Jackson on the slot near side along with Sullivan. Gilpin on the far side. Josh Butler remains the tailback. So 2nd and 10 from the 27. Jackson in motion. Gray looking for Jackson. No good, incomplete. Jackson looks like he wants pass interference. Jalen Martin is there to deflect and make it Trey Coburn there to deflect the pass. And is now 3rd down and 10 from the 27 of the Huskies. So Cam Brown now on that near side wearing 14 in white. In the slot in front of him is Brody Schicker. Antoine Sullivan on the near side. Gray alone in the backfield, and there's a timeout called by the Huskies. Confusion everywhere. Confusion by the Husky defense. It looked like the Olympians were a little bit confused. Nonetheless, it's a timeout with 3:01 to play in the first half. Huskies 7, Mesa 7. This is Husky football on SportsNetUSA.net. Next game for East Los Angeles, they're going to go up against Saddleback. San Diego Mesa's next game will be Long Beach Community College. Long Beach City College. And that's both next Saturday. So East LA comes back. Jonathan Perkins, you see there over the ball. 3 tremendous plays already in the first half. 1 pass deflection, quarterback hurry, which caused an interception by Daniel Morales. Here's Gray, trips to the left, 1 to the right. It's going to be a handoff to Josh Butler. He comes around the right side. Excellent block on the outside for a 1st down. It's like a gain of 13 yards on that right side. Brought down by Ray Walters III.
On the carry around right end, number 28, Josh Butler.
So Christopher Gonzalez did a nice job of pulling and then opening up a huge hole for Butler. And the penalty on the field, and we'll see what that is. So it's going to be another personal foul against the Huskies. Half the distance to the goal, bring it to the 7-yard line. So the Olympians found their running game on this drive with Josh Butler, a gain of 17 and then a gain of 13, giving him 30 yards on this series. Gunnar Gray with Latanka in the backfield. Trips to the left is Sullivan, Schicker, and Jackson. Gilpin on the top of your screen on the far right. So Gonzalez, the left guard, did a nice job of pulling, leading the way for Butler the last run play. Gray looking to the left side. Schicker on a corner route, and that is incomplete, just a little bit overthrown, and another flag on the play. And so will this be the second offside for East LA? They've been very aggressive here in the first half of plays. Your score is 7-7. And yes, it is. So another offside penalty for the Huskies. It'll bring it down to the 3-yard line. Hand off to Butler, looking for room, picking, stepping, nowhere to go. Be a loss of 2. Ray Walters III and Jonathan Perkins in on the stop. Perkins and Walters III having a big first half for that Husky defense.
Number 24, Craig Colburn on the stop.
So with time winding down in this second quarter, we'll see if San Diego Mesa uses the timeout, and they do as the game clock was winding down. So timeout called by the Olympians with 1:30 to play in this first half. San Diego Mesa 7, Huskies 7. This is East LA College football on SportsNetUSA.net. Don't forget East LA College volleyball as well on SportsNetUSA.net. You'll be able to watch that. I think a couple games, or at least one game, one match may be posted now. Albert Robles on the call. And also on SportsNetUSA.net, Fullerton College football and Cypress volleyball coming up this week. So East LA comes out on defense. They've been running at 3-3-5, but again, almost every play they've been sending a linebacker in there to try to create havoc for Gunnar Gray, who hasn't been as sharp as he normally has been early on this season. So out of the timeout, 1:30 remaining in this first half. Tavion Tate in the backfield with Gray. He steps back, rolls to the right and flushed. No one open in the secondary, so he's just going to throw this one out of the back of the end zone. And it'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 5 of East LA.
Gray on the rollout.
So outstanding coverage by the Huskies near the goal line. Tate will stay in the backfield with Gray. Sullivan on the near side. Jackson coming down to the bottom of your screen as well. Gilpin on the far side up top. Schicker is one of the trips to the left. Huskies coming again, looking to fade route to Gilpin. Excellent coverage on the outside. Is that Jalen Martin one more time? Very physical play.
Pass intended for number 7, James Oldham.
And we're going to see what the call is. It's going to be holding against East LA. So they may have caught Jalen Martin holding Anthony Gilpin in the end zone, and that's exactly the call. As a little bit too physical on the play, so it's going to be 1st and goal. Half the distance, bring them to the 2-yard line.
First down.
So Josh Butler in the pistol, standing right next to Gunnar Gray. Gray holds out his hand, brings it one more time down. Here's a snap, belt high, handoff to Butler, and tumbles and somersaults into the end zone for 6. It's a handoff right up the middle there. You see him do a little flip into the end zone. And that'll be the 13th point for the San Diego Mesa Olympians on a drive that it wasn't pretty, but it was effective to getting points on the board. They'll take it. They're now up 13-7 as Mauricio Escudero comes in for the extra point attempt. Snap, hold, kick is up and good. So 12 plays, 86 yards, and a touchdown run by Josh Butler, who had a good series as he ran the ball 4 times, gained 30 yards on that drive. And the Olympians are now up on the Huskies 14-7. This is Husky football on SportsNetUSA.net. 1:10 remaining to go in this first half of play. So it's been a quick first half. Long drives for each squad. This scoring drive was 5.5 minutes. 5 minutes, 17 seconds is what's official for that scoring drive for the Olympians. The Huskies scoring drive last time, well, they got their 7 points, was 7 seconds off of an interception. Escudero. Jalen Moore receives the kick at the 14, gets it out to the 30, the 40, 50. Needs to beat Escudero and steps right out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So 56 yards on the return. And the Huskies will start at the 33-yard line of the Olympians. 1:02 remains in this first half of play. Let's see if they can get some points on the board before we go to halftime. Terrence Gibson. Takes the snap, back looking to the right side, has a receiver, and that is almost intercepted by Bennett Walker. He was looking for Jalen Moore on that right side, and Jalen Moore almost had it taken right out of his hands by Bennett Walker. Incomplete pass. Second and 10 from the 33. Receivers 2 and 2. In motion is Honstetter. He flanks out to the right side one more time, and this one is complete this time to Jalen Brown. So pass about 9 yards, give him 9 yards, so it'll be 3rd down and 1. Steps out of bounds, stopping the clock. So Workman on the far side with Bridges. On the near side is Brown. That's Jalen Brown. And in the slot on that far side is Tyson Schilling, joining Workman and Bridges. Hostetter in the backfield with Gibson. Pistol eye formation. The snap. Looking, rolls to the left. Nice pitch and catch to Trajan Bridges. Toe steps out of bounds on a gain of 8 yards to the 16-yard line. 50 seconds remaining here in the first half. No huddle offense. On the near side is Moore, Workman, and Schilling. On the far side is Bridges. Hostetter still in the backfield with Gibson. Olympians showing pressure. They bring pressure. And they bring down Gibson in the backfield. First hit at the 27-yard line. And that's going to be a sack of 11 yards. Ezra Christensen. And my unofficial stats have him for his 3rd sack of the evening. So he's been in the backfield at least 3 times, so it could be 2 sacks and a tackle for loss. Either way, Christensen is causing trouble for the East Los Angeles offense. Christensen out of Poway High School, excuse me. Here's the high snap to Gibson. He evades 1, evades 2, flushes to the right side, pointing directions, gets to the 30 and to the sideline, knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Gibson right out of bounds.
That pressure was brought by Connor Battaglia. Ryan Odom was there as well, who made the final contact, and that'll be a 2-yard gain. And instead of a 2-yard gain, it looks like 10 yards. So you count that off, that's going to be a hold on East LA. So it backs him up to the San Diego Mesa 37-yard line. It'll be a 2nd down, and I can't count that high. So 2nd down and at least 30. Hostetter steps up. Gibson rolls right, looking to the right side, throws down the field, and he has got a receiver. No. Double coverage. Chris Jackson was there, as well as Jordan Dwyer. So Quintavious Workman wasn't able to come up with the catch, so that'll bring a 3rd down. And so a personal foul was called. So that was unnecessary roughness, late hit on Gibson. So 15 yards later to the 22 of the Olympians and a 1st down. So instead of 4th down and 30 yards to go, 1st down and 10 from the 22. Approaching 30 seconds of play in this 1st half. Gibson looks right, throws right, has a receiver open in the middle, and that is Workman. Workman makes the catch to the 8-yard line. Moore was calling for a timeout. Instead, Gibson up under center. Downs the ball at the 9. And you see the replay here. Watch Workman work the middle of that zone in between 3 defenders. Ball is right on the money. Nice pass by Gibson. Workman knew he was going to take the hit, held onto the ball. So with the ball standing at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Again, the fluidity of this game really hasn't been there for either squad. But again, both squads making do with the mistakes that they've been given. Hostetter in the backfield. Gibson looking left over the middle in the end zone. It is caught. Yes, it is. It is caught again, this time by Trajan Bridges, 8 yards out, crossing the goal line. You see the replay here. Makes the catch, barely got into the end zone, and that's going to be with no time remaining on the clock. So that's going to end the half. The extra point is due. So Ochoa will attempt the extra point. There's the snap, hold, kick is up, and the kick is blocked. Olympians pick it up, and you can't advance a blocked extra point attempt to try to get 2 points of your own, and he's brought down at the 30-yard line. So nonetheless, the Huskies score to make it a 1-point game as the extra point is blocked. So at the half, Mesa 14, Huskies 13. This is Husky football on SportsNetUSA.net.